This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching every movie on the top 250 movies of all time list, according to IMDb. You can go to our website, mission250filmcast.com, where we have our list frozen, and you can check out the older episodes too. I am one of your hosts, Denny, and joining me are...
John?
TC.
And TC, would you want to describe what we do each week on this podcast?
John, would you want to describe what we do each week on this podcast?
Why, sure, TC. I would love to.
Shirking your responsibilities once again.
Plate scrape,
all right.
plate scrape. Now, what do we do on this podcast? We froze the
I
IMDb
was
top
all ready
250
to
list,
say what
and
we're
we're
gonna-
going backwards from 250 to 1. Anyways. Yeah, basically each week we are tasked to watch a movie from Denny the Taskmaster.
Hello.
And we have to, hello. And, we watch a movie and then we talk about it. And then that's pretty much about it. Denny has trivia. I make noise, like I always say. John talks, usually gets sick. I don't know. What else do we
He's
do?
nauseous. That's
it.
what John does.
Yeah, he's nauseous. And he's talking and he's nauseous. It's a
When
thing.
do I get nauseous? Do I talk about being nauseous? No, I'm so nauseous. I'm not that bad.
Not recently, but sometimes,
That's,
yeah.
not one of my better ones, but hey, that sums it up in a way.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's true.
That's fine.
So yeah, this week we're watching number 169, which is the 2009 movie Mary and Max, directed by Adam Elliot. The synopsis is a tale of friendship between two unlikely pen pals, Mary, a lonely 8-year-old girl living in the suburbs of Melbourne, and Max, a 44-year-old severely obese man living in New York. And this week, it's my turn to go first. So this movie, I can't believe it's on the top 250.
Me either.
There are stop motions such as Fantastic Mr. Fox and
Right.
Coraline.
Yep.
Yeah, this movie is not as good as that or those.
The story's
It's not
creepy.
as good as a lot of the movies we've watched. I don't get it. I'm so confused. I somewhat enjoyed it, but I left it feeling kind of depressed. It's kind of a sad story.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was laughing a couple of times, but it also grossed me out most of the time. Mostly the animation, the fart jokes, the freaking weird nudity, the like erect nipple movements, the just like
The nipples are a
weird,
little strange.
disturbing, unpleasant shit that happens in this movie. And I think it's supposed to be heartwarming, but I was not warmed in the heart. I thought it was fucking disgusting. I thought, spoiler alert for the ending, the fact that she holds hands with the dead guy, the baby's laughing,
Right.
all this stuff. It's just disturbing. It's morbid and this freaked me out and didn't like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was such a bleak movie. The art style was great. The fact that all of the stop motion stuff was real. There's no CG in this movie.
No, they have a very, very low, relatively speaking, low budget.
John's trying to take over the trivia and trying to take over my monologue here.
Oh, yes.
Yes. But
Yeah.
I don't
Do
know.
it, John. Leave him high and dry.
High and dry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
man. Sorry.
I feel like they try to touch on topics of loneliness and topics of mental health and what it is to be a human, but they don't do a good job, or I couldn't find anything worth talking about or worthwhile in any of the ways they brought that stuff up. We can try, see if you guys think differently.
It felt like they were just trying too hard to make a thoughtful animated movie that definitely not for kids.
Nope.
Say that much.
No.
No.
Not a kid. A
I
kid
can
movie.
imagine a parent bringing their kid to this by accident and being like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah.
Also, I mean, if you look at the ratings, it's weird because depending on the country, some countries gave this a G and some countries gave this an NC-17.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, just because there's genitalia, I guess.
There's
sort of?
genitalia. They talk about weird shit.
They really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
That
of the stuff
guy's
is
weird,
funny.
too.
I found
I don't
myself
know.
laughing at parts that
you shouldn't be laughing
yeah,
at.
well, I think it was all supposed to be kind of funny.
Some were, yeah.
I mean, the line where he's like, "Oh, and just to give you a fact, turtles can breathe through their asshole."
Yeah.
What
the-
Well, he
what?
said anus. I don't think he
Anus.
said
What-
asshole. He said
sure,
anus, but
sure,
still.
sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was
Denny heard asshole.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I saw it in my brain too. They
Probably
really put
thinking
a-
about poop.
an image
He's
of a
over there
turtle's
thinking about poop.
butt in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I sound extremely negative. It made me feel bad. I don't think it was a badly made movie, but I'm very surprised it was on. It's unlike anything we've watched, and I think it's unlike anything I've ever watched because why would you make this kind of thing? John, go. You sound like you might be positive.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like this one.
What?
Yep.
Go.
I do. Now,
Nice. Thank God.
maybe I can preface it that I had been traveling. I was like extremely sleep deprived. So maybe I was a little emotional. You know?
Really?
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm emotional at all fucking times, and this movie was goddamn terrible.
Does that mean did you cry, John? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Actually.
What?
Aww.
Listen,
When?
I think
At the end?
so. No, his forgiveness speech I thought was amazing. I loved the speech he made when he talks about why he forgives her. I can actually quote. I got the quote here too. You know.
Oh wow,
Nice.
you really like this one. All right, this is good. This is
This is very good.
What I
Yeah.
think is really, really amazing about this film is that it is dark. It's not about heroes kind of like, even like, oh, they started off poor, but then they triumphed. Or it's about, someone who's not, it's about two people who are not physically attractive, who have no friends, who struggle through, and even like her big like accomplishment is really empty because she sort of misses the point of her friendship with Max, or misses him. I mean, she just, he gets hurt because she like sees him as something to fix, which really, really wounds him deeply. Her mother's the alcoholic. Her dad's kind of sort of not so bad, but he's in the back stuffing animals, not really paying much attention to her. And she struggles with, how she's not pretty, how she doesn't know how to speak to people, and dips in her own like alcoholism a little bit too. I think that showing all that and still showing some kind of beauty in their friendship is a pretty amazing accomplishment, and very, I don't know, it seems to me a very brave thing to do. It's very much unlike almost anything I think that we've seen. I think even when we see movies that are bleak or something, there's still this sense of heroicness about them, or towards the end. I mean, I think the 400 Blows kind of does this a little bit too. But they give you this sense of power at the end when he gets to the sea. And I just thought, I don't know, that this idea of people who are not fitting in at all, and trying to reach out and trying to make something, and to have some understanding, like Max's character, where he doesn't see anything wrong with him. He sees other people as being really strange. And I love his voice and the characterization of that, where he's just puzzled and confused. And when he's dealing or under stress, he can get angry with people around him because none of it makes any sense to him. Why would they break rules? Why would they, throw their cigarette butts away? Why would they like dress the way they do, or listen to music the way they do, or just have attitude? And I like that angle about Max as well. Like, he's just puzzled. There's not necessarily.
Why does Max have an eating disorder? Why can't he help himself with eating? I mean,
right.
I know Aspergers is like kind of
his,
No,
it's not. That's his coping. That helps him calm down. So it's either that or go nuts. And sometimes it's not enough.
Maybe the people that throw cigarettes on the ground, I don't know why I'm arguing with the logic of a cartoon Asperger's character.
No, wait though. But that's also why his forgiveness speech is so moving, I think, is that he's realizing that. He's like, he says, so I read here, it's like, the reason I forgive you is because you're not perfect. You're imperfect, and so am I. All humans are imperfect, even the man outside my apartment who litters. He's coming to terms with this, which I think is really amazing. It's this idea, and we do that. I do this, like you, when you're in a relationship, or when you're getting close to somebody, or when you're meeting people, you expect kind of a perfection from them, or a consistency maybe that, and sometimes you expect that from yourself too. And coming to terms with this idea of how flawed like all of us are, and trying to present that, trying to address that head on, and showing these very flawed people like reaching out and forming a friendship, and struggling with that, and creating this situation where it's Max who gets hurt, where it's Mary supposedly, she's not certainly like got everything together, but compared to Max, supposedly she's kind of she's more with it. But where Mary is the one who seriously hurts Max because she misunderstands their friendships and insults him. I think that's just this amazing turn of events in this story, and I thought it was just amazing. I think. And he goes on, he's like, when I was young, I wanted to be anybody but myself. And he just has to learn. He's like struggled. The whole point is he's struggling to accept himself. And that's why it hurts so bad when Mary writes this book about how she could possibly fix him. and that's hard, and that's a complicated thing too. It's not to say that's bad to want to help people who have mental illness or people who are very different than us, but it's always kind of like this tricky path to walk, because at the same time you're saying there's something wrong with them that needs to be fixed. There's something wrong with who they are that needs to be fixed. And I think that's a really powerful thing to think about. So to me, this movie was really moving, and I saw it as very uplifting. And I know it's weird that she's sitting there with the dead guy at the end, but she saw she had his hat on, and that she was wearing the pom-pom, and she looks up and she sees all the letters that he laminated and is moved by that. And I think that is like a beautiful scene. And I don't know, I just thought the things it tries to do is really unusual, and it goes about it in a different way. And I think the use of stop motion really helps with this. I'm not sure. I think it would be difficult to think about doing this either fully animated or real life acting. I thought Philip Seymour Hoffman's voice was amazing. I didn't recognize him.
I think they modulated it. So
you think it was?
There's
Yeah,
a short
possibly.
called Harvey Krumpet or something like that. That was kind of the precursor. It won Best Animated Short in 2003.
Right,
that
got
was
an
the
Oscar.
same guy.
Yeah.
And they had your favorite guy, Geoffrey Rush, there, John, as the narrator.
Yes, of course.
Geoffrey.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. And
Joffrey.
they 100% modulated his voice.
Oh yeah,
For that
An
narration.
old Geoff, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry. It is Geoff, isn't it?
Yes,
I'm
it
sorry.
is.
That is
Correct.
That is the incorrect
Yes.
pronunciation.
According to John.
Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think it was modulated.
So I also loved the music. I thought Carrie Sarah was a little over the top, but I love the Penguin Cafe Orchestra song that they
Overused.
use. It is overused by commercials.
Overused by this movie.
Yeah, I like it. I like that.
I
a lot,
liked it the
though.
first half of the movie. And then by the end, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, seriously? This song has been
Really?
played like 15 times so far in this movie.
I still loved it. Do you know the time signature of that one?
5:11.
It's something like that. It's like 5. Is that exactly what it is? I'll be proud of you if that's exactly what you got. That is exactly what it is.
I'm a fucking
And
genius.
Is it 5:11?
I don't know.
Can't be. There's no such thing as 5:11.
I know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a very, very strange time signature so that it sounds continuous. And I forget what the time signature was.
It
I'll
reminded
look
me
it
of the
up.
Hachi song,
Oh.
Rolling Pianos.
15:8.
Ooh.
Whoa.
So yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I can understand it's weird and it maybe can hit the wrong notes for some people. I just felt like I kind of got what it was going after, and I think it's very unusual. And
Agreed with that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Unusual.
Oh.
No,
Yes.
good. I'm glad you're positive, John. We're going to need that to keep going, I think. TC, what'd you
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
I don't even want to say anything after that. That was beautifully done.
Oh, sorry.
So do you agree with-
the only thing I liked that John about this was when she's reading the man who mistook his wife for a hat.
Yeah, I recognize
book
that
you
book.
gave me. The book you gave me. Yeah,
Right.
I loved that book.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
book
book.
was fantastic. So I don't know.
And that it is that's kind of a similar book. If anybody has read Oliver Sacks stuff, again, these are like at times very tragic things that happen to people, but Oliver writes about them in a way that is sort of still embraces what it is about the people, and it's not like, oh, isn't this a terrible thing, but isn't, and sometimes it is, but it's also about like what a wondrous thing the mind is. So yeah.
Yeah. So I will say the ending really ruined it for me. Like the ending was it
She's holding the dead guy's hand. Was
yeah, the whole
that
the whole
worked out?
last part, the Que Sera Sera scene where she was like going to kill herself, and I mean it got really, really dark towards the
That
end.
baby's got like fetal alcohol syndrome, you know.
You can't tell.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I worry
so
about
ugly in
that.
this movie. You
And
can't
I'll
tell.
tell you, you guys are talking about this movie, and I'm like, I must have tuned this one out while I was watching it. Cause
Well, they like show,
and I did watch it.
Like, yeah.
I remember parts, but I mean, I didn't get any of this.
When she like, tried to kill
Well-
herself and she was like dancing around and the pictures were dancing at her and shit.
And
Yeah.
they show Que Sera Sera, and and she has they show the little fetus inside her.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah,
Good job,
I must have
movie.
tuned this out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't watch this movie ever again. I'd say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much thinking in my own world with this one.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, like the first 75% of the movie, I was laughing pretty regularly, I guess.
I don't think I laughed.
Oh, I also liked the way, and even though I know it was crass, but I liked the way they used humor throughout this, because I think it would have been really dark if they hadn't have done that. I think it sort of like balances it out a bit, even though it's stupid fart stuff going on all the time.
13 farts. I counted them.
Oh, good job, Danny.
Of course he did.
I was hoping.
Fucking
What's
counted
the time
them.
signature on the farts?
11:15.
That may be
11:15, 5:11.
3-4. It's a
by-
freaking waltz.
yes.
It's a freaking waltz of
It's
toots.
a waltz of farts.
by a great deal. I believe that's the most farts we've had in any film watched so far, and probably since. But anyway,
And hopefully
I don't
since,
know.
fingers crossed.
But yeah, great deal of farts.
Yeah.
Um,
Lots of butt cracks. Lots of
butt cracks,
weird tiny balls.
Animals trying to have sex in the opening sequence.
Oh no, they were just piggybacking, John. They were just piggybacking.
I know.
Do you? It sounds like you're a friggin' perv, John.
That's what I was thinking this whole movie. I'm like, why is this little girl talking to this old guy? That's all I could keep thinking about.
Loneliness.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Fucking pen pals.
but just no one
Yeah.
was talking to her, and she didn't even. I mean, they didn't. Neither of them cared about the age, and weren't even thinking about age.
They just wanted the
it was
attention,
just
pretty
more-
much.
Yeah, or just talking to somebody to have some.
I mean, I guess
questions
that's,
answered.
universal for all ages, right? So I
Yeah.
guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Or to express themselves. And look how hard it was for Max to talk to her, even though he wanted to, how much it would mess him up to have to think about the things she asked him to think about. And that's why he didn't talk to people, because he couldn't handle it in the moment. But in a letter, he could barely, or he could like go through what it took him to get through to deal with the emotions or the thoughts that she would bring up when she asked those questions. And then he would be able to answer her. And that in a way is like, for him, like that's the most he would be able to connect with somebody, because it was through a letter like this, and the sequence would happen the way it did. Because otherwise he couldn't handle it. It's just too much for him to handle kind of communication with anybody in the moment.
So you're saying this movie is for jet-lagged, strung-out ex-psychologists? Is that what you're saying?
It could be. Yeah. That's good, Denny. There you go. Perfect. Write that in the review. This movie is fantastic for cracked out, jet-lagged psychiatrists or psychotherapists.
Yeah.
or-
Nice. Yeah,
Any
well,
of the above.
apparently, yeah, that's for you, for all of us.
Yeah.
We are legion.
That's
sure
good. I'm just
we're-
going to freaking delete me and TC and just have you talk by yourself for this entire episode.
Yeah, I think I'm done on this one because I got nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I was happy to
no.
have this one end.
Do we got no facts or trivia, Denny?
Oh, I
Or
got a bunch.
This can be a shorty.
Got a bunch.
All right, this
Oh,
can be short.
perfect.
Yeah,
Let's get into
can't
that.
fucking
Yeah.
wait. Woo!
Yeah.
But I want to talk about
yeah.
some stuff. How much would you do it for free? Or if not, how much would you have to be paid to eat like a Hershey's chocolate bar stuffed into a hot dog bun?
Oh, I'd do it for free. That's fine.
TC?
No. What?
Really? I don't think that's that. Is that gross?
Absolutely not. At least
no.
$3. Thank you.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
$3?
Like
Would
you
you rather
know.
eat?
like a load of laundry
Would you
or
rather eat
something.
that or sea urchin?
What?
Like
These
the
are no-
sushi
I'm
kind
not
of sea
doing
urchin?
any
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
things.
Or like
I'm not doing any of
the
these
kind
things.
you find in the ocean where it's like spiky and probably bad
No,
for you, sea
there's the
urchin.
sushi kind. The sushi
No.
kind, which is
No,
bad
no,
enough.
no. Nope.
That's not. No, it's not a yes. It's not a yes or no question. It's
I'm
a
just saying,
this
doing
one or
any
that
of
one.
these.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
doing
don't
any
think
of
it would.
these.
It wouldn't bother me really.
I think it might be pretty good.
Yeah.
Fluffy hot dog bun, chocolate. I mean, come on, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
weirdest combination that would no. It
What
wouldn't
about-
be disgusting.
I'd
But-
rather eat that. I'd rather eat that than chocolate covered ants. That's for sure.
No, those are fine. You can't really taste the ant. It's all chocolate.
I would. Well, yeah. I'd rather
Ah,
eat that. Than,
God.
I don't want to. I don't want to eat the
This is
ants.
getting
I'd rather eat
worse.
the bun and with the hot. With
I
the
would rather
chocolate.
eat chocolate in a hot dog bun than I would rather eat a banana with mustard on top of it.
Well, God.
I assume if I'm eating chocolate with a hot dog bun around it, I have got onto my last dime. I am
Well, I
in
would-
bad dying days. I got no money, no job, no prospects, and here
No
I am going. What
self-respect.
else we got? I got half molded, buns, and I got this Hershey bar. Ah, fuck it, let's make a Hershey hot dog.
That's all we got.
Like, no thanks.
Should I microwave this? Nah, cold. Room temperature. That's fine.
Yeah, should we melt the chocolate? Would it be better if it was melted? I don't know.
What if you toasted the bun? How about a bun toast?
A bun toast and then a
Jesus.
cold chocolate bar.
Toasted bun and a cold chocolate bar? It would
A
half
little
melt.
crispiness in there. A little
Yeah,
crispiness might
yeah.
be good.
And we talking skim milk? Or we talking whole milk here for like a backup? What are we doing?
What do you mean?
Like for a drink.
To like
I
wash
don't
it down?
know.
Oh, yeah.
No. Condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. That's what you got there.
Oh, the can of sweetened condensed without the water
yeah,
added.
yeah. That's right.
I don't even know what that is. Speaking of this movie, do you know what
I
that
think
is?
it's involved in baking.
Oh, so you shouldn't eat
That's
it.
all I know.
Pretty much.
I don't really think it's necessarily for consuming, but like that. But I don't know.
One of the funniest parts I thought was her theory on where babies came from.
Yeah,
I laughed pretty hard at that when it was like at the bottom of a beer,
yeah. Well, I like
the eggs for the
like
rabbis.
Max's response is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And if you're an atheist, from destitute prostitutes.
Yeah.
Something like that. I forget what it was, but yeah. And if you're Jewish, it's a rabbi. If you're Catholic, it's a nun.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
The cat, halitosis. Good play on words. Sad for the
Yeah.
cat. Depressing.
One-eyed sad cat. I liked how every tombstone rhymed. Did you notice that? Anything written on the tombstone rhymed.
No, not all.
Didn't
of it.
notice.
Not all, really?
No, there was one
Was
for the
there-
director. Adam Elliot was on there, and it said like extremely overrated on it.
Oh, well, that's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. That's a good exception.
You love this movie. It's great.
I know.
do. I think this is unique, and I think the way it approaches life is. I think it really has something meaningful to say about how you might think about yourself and how you think about others.
That's what I don't like about it. I don't think because his view, like this entire thing, is obviously through somebody's view. Especially if you watch
Sure.
like Harvey Krumpet, it's very similar to this. It's almost.
Oh,
I
is
mean,
it? Yeah.
takes a lot of the beats, a lot of the story, a lot of the jokes,
That'd
the
be-
animation
that's-
stuff.
That would be. Yeah.
So-
And did you see that before you watched this? Or
No,
did you
I
do
watched
that
it
as
after.
research?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, just
that might have killed this. I think
Yes.
if you're just sort of seeing the same thing.
100% would have, even more so
Yeah.
than it already had done by itself. But
Did you like Crumpet better? Probably yes, because it was shorter.
no,
Oh,
it
Still
was
hated.
worse.
Guy's too ugly for Denny.
I mean, I did like, all right, I was negative. The sets in this were pretty great sometimes. Some of the shots, like the first time watching, I didn't know it was all real. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool composite shot of all these things. And then watching the behind the scenes of these massive sets, I was like, Jesus, why the hell would they do that? Seems like a waste of time and money. But it
Oh,
looked
man.
good for like 2 seconds on the screen, you
Wow.
know?
well, they didn't have like equipment or whatever. I think they were just like getting by with what they had to some extent. I don't know.
They had a budget and they had a
They had
tool.
8 million, right?
Yeah, which is $6 million US, which is nothing compared to the 2009 movie Coraline, which was $60 million, literally 10 times the budget. Same stop motion stuff, but you can see it there.
Right. Awesome movie.
Yeah,
But yeah.
not on the list. What the fuck?
That's weird.
How is Coraline not on this list?
Or Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah,
still.
whatever. So, but I was going to say, in terms of the view that this movie gives, it's such a depressing view of life. Like everybody is fat and ugly. Everybody is bad. Everything is brown or black. There's no happiness to be had. Like kill yourself.
But no,
pretty
no,
much.
that's not true though. That there is, they show, that's what, to do that, but also still show the joy that they feel. I
But their
think
joy is
that's
so
what's
shallow and
impressive.
sad. Whenever they were happy, I was like, fuck, that's like the worst way. Like that was what makes them
Really?
happy. That's fucking awful. Yeah.
Oh,
Like chocolate
Hey,
bar in
maybe
the
it's
mail
just
from
that
a
you have
stranger.
such a fantastic life, Denny.
Maybe, but a chocolate bar in the mail waiting 2 months for like one happy moment of your fucking terrible life.
what the hell? I mean, what do you think the rest of the world is like in general, with lots of people living in poverty and I mean, the majority of people? I mean, what do you think it's like? I mean,
But that's not why I
This
watch
idea
movies,
of-
to feel fucking terrible.
no, but the point is just showing the resilience and the sort of like small acts of heroism.
Heroism. Hiroshima. Yes.
Small heroic acts. Let's say it that way.
Sure.
That was the
Um,
nausea coming on. That's what that was.
Yeah. Sorry. I think that again, that's what's amazing about this, and I don't think it's very common to see. And we'll see. I'm sure. Again, there are a lot of other ways that this sort of thing is touched on in films that are not the kind of mainstream sort of film in terms of they're about the like beautiful man and the beautiful woman who have some kind of beautiful adventure. Oh, sure, maybe they're poor, but they're still pretty. Whatever.
Yeah, and I also feel like this movie kind of feels like a mid-90s movie with the narration. It feels a lot like the movie Amelie, which was like an early 2000s movie.
Mm.
It feels late for what it's doing.
That one is that one on this list?
It is.
should be.
It's pretty high.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thought so.
I don't know. It feels old. Like what it's trying to do stylistically, it seems like it should have been made earlier than 2009, even though this movie did take 5 years to make.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. I think, John, you did a good job at finding the best parts of the film. I just didn't pick up on any of that shit when I was watching it.
It's fine. It's odd. We can say that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. And I think, it's interesting. I don't know. Like the director says it's related. Like he has a pen pal who has Asperger's, but that's about it as far as we know is the true story nature of it.
Yeah, I didn't like how that started with that. And then I read it and I was like, oh, none of this is true. You just have a same kind of situation going on in your life.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
but we don't
the
know.
themes of the film is basically all the shitty parts of life, right?
Pretty much.
I agree that was
right?
definitely misleading because it makes you think that there is a Mary and a Max, right? You know, when you hear you see based on a true story there, that seems to be exactly what it's playing for, and I agree that feels a little bit little disingenuous.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing on this one.
Oh no, he hasn't done anything in a while.
No.
He his last film was 2015 was a short that he did, and then nothing. I don't know what. I tried to look around to see if he's doing anything, but maybe he's like busy making something for he's taken 5 years to make something else. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it takes a while to make these stop motion
Yeah.
things. I don't fucking know.
Did you disconnect from Max at all when he almost strangled a homeless guy?
No, because he's angry and he's just so he's lost his friend, and that has sort of driven him over the edge as far as his emotions concerned. Like he's fed up with it, and at least that's what I thought of that as when he's just had enough. Part of that is that he's alone now, and he can't handle that very well either. So the point
You're
of that
so
is
empathetic, John.
Seriously.
It's very nice. I like it. It's very nice.
But the point of that scene is for him to recognize what somebody means when they say sorry, or how afraid or upset they might be when they say it. And that's the whole reason, I think, probably for that scene to be the way it is too, is that's what sort of jars him into understanding what Mary might be feeling and helps him forgive her.
Yeah. Makes sense. That's what the movie was going for. I agree. Kind of a coincidence that Max died the morning that Mary was going to visit him for the first time. Over like 30 years.
Seems a little contrived there.
Contrivance detector going off. It's going off.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Little coinky dinky there.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have at least been rotting a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Dude, they had all these black flies animated earlier.
Right.
Just like bring them all in and have them have a party on Max's face.
Come on. No, I don't know. That's fucked up.
Whatever, they're
I
animated.
can't wait
Fuck
to
'em.
watch the next movie.
Yeah. You guys ready for commentary time?
Yeah,
Did you watch the
sure.
commentator? Who was the commentators?
The Adam Elliot guy, the director, writer, set designer,
Interesting. This might have played into your feelings about the film, or no? Do you think?
No, if you like this movie, I would recommend the commentary track. He seems fine. He's a fine guy.
Did you like it? I liked his invisible friend called Mr. Ravioli.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Hey, Mr. Ravioli.
Although also sad how even though he was leaving, he left Max.
Right.
The imaginary friend didn't even like the fucking person that he lived inside of.
Jumped out the window.
Yeah.
But I did like how he's just sitting there reading self-help books in the corner. And he's like, hey.
I'm not supposed to talk to Mr. Ravioli, so I keep him in the corner. Yeah. That's sad and kind of scary.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. The opening set took 8 weeks to build and 40 people to make it over those 8 weeks.
Holy cow.
See, that's more impressive than the film.
Yes. The way this film was made was better than the story. I think. Maybe not John.
Not John.
Not you. Maybe not you. Who knows? All the lube was all the water was lube. And all the lube was also lube.
Wait, like Astroglide lube? Or
sex lube. Yeah.
Sex lube.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's the easiest way to do water in stop motion because it's looks like water, but it's somewhat, solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All shots in camera, no digital effects. Every single thing you see in this movie, you can pick up and hold in your hand.
Huh.
And I guess he said that, but then save for what was the name of that weird cartoon they used to watch? The Tidbits or whatever the fuck? Tribbles or what?
I forget what
T
they were.
word.
Yeah.
They're like the Smurfs. They hired an animation company to make that, but they actually projected it. They had those TVs were real. Like whenever they had a TV, they were actually rear projection televisions playing that cartoon.
Nice.
Which is absurdly pointless, but they wanted to be able to say that everything was real in the shot. So good for them, I guess.
Cool. That's cool.
If you wanted to get a sense for the scale of how big the models were, the mother was 10 inches high.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I think that'd be tiny, like make it easier, sort of, or smaller.
It's
at least.
easier to do movements with bigger things.
Oh,
Wow.
no, you should see some of the shit they do now, like even on Tumbleleaf. They're like fucking life size. It's insane.
Oh, yeah. They have the one
Wow.
from Kubo and the Two Strings was like 2 stories tall.
They're crazy.
Yeah. They had 200 characters, 200 sets, 2,000 props. It's a lot of shit.
That is a
Yeah.
lot of shit.
Took them 57 weeks to shoot it.
What'd they do with all the shit after? Burn it? Save it? Burn it.
Sell it
I want
to
burn it.
Australians?
Yeah. Leave it out
free
in the
with a
desert.
can of like Marmite or something like that.
Yeah, watch it burn.
Yeah. So the New York skyline set, the one where he walks in New York and sees the two people like kissing each other, lasts all of
Right.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
It took 40 days to make.
My goodness.
Each building was as tall as a person. It was the largest set that they built.
That's
All of the typewriters were real miniature functioning typewriters.
Yeah, I read that.
wow. That's
cool.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want it? Why?
Overkill.
Yeah. It's so
I don't
much
know,
work.
but I mean, I don't know if like what's his name, like who just did the Isle of Dogs and Fantastic
Wes Anderson?
Mr. Fox. If he like goes to that kind of insane detail too.
He does things
yeah.
in the most, like, he doesn't even build sets the entire way. He surrounds
Yeah.
the camera with like ways to make it look like you're in a set, but you're not. He
Right,
does the
okay.
complete opposite of this.
Well, I mean, it's a creative process. Everyone's got their own. I don't fucking care.
Nice.
Halfway through my own bullshit, I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
giving up on
Hey,
this.
man.
Yeah.
You're trying. It's all right. You're trying.
They shot this digitally, not surprisingly.
Right.
They said that it was like the biggest, digital probably has the biggest benefits to stop motion out of any other type of filmmaking because you can see exactly what it looks like and you can move, you can do camera moves. Like you used to not be able to do camera moves for stop motion, but now you can time it out and make sure the animation works perfectly before moving on from a set. Because otherwise, like if you're trying to move the camera a certain amount and also move every character to look good in terms of animation and not get the dailies for 3 days afterwards. I'm not in the movie industry, but apparently that's pretty fucking difficult / impossible. So the fact that they could get like feedback 15 minutes after they shot a scene made it so they could do all the camera moves. And there was a lot in this movie. The camera was pretty much moving the entire time. That was kind of impressive, I guess. If you care about that sort of thing. John, did you like that? Did you care?
I did. Yes, liked it.
Liked it and cared. Good. No straight lines and sets. Everything was made to look like it was dropped. That was the art style that he directed people to do.
Right. That looks too good. That looks too good there. Drop
Yeah.
it. Would you squish that a little?
You bend that over your knee for a minute. Yeah, that looks good now. The Einstein picture was a puppet that took 2 weeks to make.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Damn.
There's a lot of stuff like that. Like the commentary was cool because it was just like, this took an absurdly long amount of time. Up there, it's gone. That was it. You got 3 seconds of it. That's it for the commentary. And I think
Nice.
that might be
Okay.
it overall.
So you thought he came across pretty good? So he didn't seem too full of himself, or this is my favorite scene, or whatever.
He was doing that, but not as bad as a lot of other people. It was a pretty good commentary. If you like the movie and you like commentaries, you would like it. Pretty much. I mean,
Okay.
that's a pretty. If you like Mary and Max and you like commentaries, which John, you don't even fall into that category as strung out, jet lagged, and ex psychologist you are. You don't fall into that category. So I don't know who the fuck would do it.
I don't know. Well, I do like good commentaries. Once in a while, it's just hard to have time to watch a commentary after you watch the movie.
Yeah.
So
I didn't feel like I wasted my
yeah.
time with it, which is always
Yeah.
good because a lot of the times it feels like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And it seemed like, and it was kind of sad too, just overall sadness, like emanating from this freaking movie, was that he seemed so positive about it and like it was going to take him places, and it took him nowhere. He's gone. It's been 10 years and he's not doing anything.
Yeah, it got nominated. Didn't it get nominated for an Oscar?
No.
Right? No, not even nominated?
Nope.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm sure he thought like Harvey Krumpet won an Oscar, and he's like, I'm going to make a full length Harvey Krumpet. And then they're like,
Right.
nope, not good enough. And you're like, oh, shouldn't have made the movie the same year as Coraline. That was a bad idea.
Yeah. Or just
Yeah.
release it the same year. They didn't make it in the same year. I wonder how long did Coraline take, I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about another movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
Coraline didn't even win the friggin' best animated picture.
What got it that year? Was
I
it
don't
Princess
know.
and the Frog?
Princess and the Frog.
What? I don't even know if I've
Up
heard
did.
of that one.
Up did.
Well then.
Up is great.
Ah.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
a good year. Princess and the Frog, Coraline, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs all came out this year.
Yeah, Princess and the Frog is really good. Really good.
That's it, I think.
That's a short one, folks.
Short one. So, John, would you put this in the top 250?
I think I would, yes.
No,
Yes.
come on.
Why? Because it's from
come
Australia?
on, John.
Is it because it's from
John,
Australia?
I'm going to get you to say no. Think about it.
I am being paid in bloomin' onions.
Do you think, you might have liked this
that's
movie
what
a
this
lot,
is.
but do you think this movie deserves to be put within 250 movies, 249 movies, and this one deserves to be in it for the best movies ever made? Are you fucking serious?
Denny's pissed.
Wow, you loser, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just think about the question.
You know what, Denny? I think you might need a pen pal. I mean, really. I think
we're taking the top
to vent this out,
250.
you know, you need to.
This is the problem, man.
Yeah, you don't have a
needs a
pen pal.
friend.
You need a friend. You need someone to talk to. You know.
What am I, Danny? What am I? Am I littering here? Is this me
Yeah.
throwing my cigarette?
Yeah,
back
right.
down?
How could you do this, John? How could you? I mean, really?
Well,
I don't
Danny,
think you're
I
listening
guess-
to the question anymore. You're falling into complacency with this question. Did you like it? Yes, top 250. Did you not like it? No, not top 250. That's the question.
I'm just saying, Danny.
I am
just trying to
Simple
tell
Man.
you-
I am Simple Man. Smash, smash.
I'm
Love.
trying to tell you I may be imperfect, you know.
But John, would you really, if you were to make a list?
Yes.
You're the man who mistook this list for being important, Denny.
Hey, this list is changing our lives, you guys.
This
it
list
is important.
ruining my life at the current moment.
So, TC, would you put it in the top 250?
I don't think so. No, I'm also really not a star. Honestly, guys, I'm going to be quite honest. I did no research. I didn't think it up. I didn't think about this movie 10 minutes after starting this movie, and I had no idea it was stop motion. I just figured they did it on computers.
What?
That's how little I paid attention to this fucking movie. So fuck no, it's not going on the list.
How do you hate animated movies so much? It's crazy. You like
I don't.
Fantastic
Yeah,
Mr. Fox,
I really
right?
don't. I only like. Yeah. But I'm not like. Oh my god, love it. Right? It's like it's a good movie. I guess. I'd rather watch Royal Tenenbaums. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you seen Coraline?
I have seen Coraline. That was all right.
Is
A
that
little
right?
creepy. A little creepy.
But yeah, go get him, Denny. Go get him. Get him.
Get him?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like
Get
leave me
TC?
alone. Go get TC. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's fine.
No. TC doesn't like animated movies. That's fine. The fact that you
I don't
do
like a
this
lot
one.
of things. I mean, that's the only thing that is true is that I pretty much hate everything. So maybe I need a pen pal.
Yeah. Just go through the phone book and start writing letters to people and
Yeah.
see if you
Hello.
can't get a. Yeah.
I hate everything. What do you like?
I have never
Sincerely-
worn a condom.
Turtles shit
Mhm.
out of their mouths. I don't fucking know. I got nothing on this one, folks. No, top 250, no.
Top 250, yes. Next week we're watching Into the Wild, 2007, directed by Sean Penn. Whatever happened to Sean Penn?
He
He wrote a book.
He did Mystic River, and it was too, depressing.
Yeah, he just wrote a book that is very, people are saying is very bad.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that.
Interesting.
I don't even want to know what
the
it
book
is.
called.
No.
I am Sean Penn.
What is it? What is it?
It's called Bob Honey Who Just Do Stuff, a novel.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
That's a funny
Get
name for
outta
a book.
here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not really what it's called, is it?
No,
Bob
it
Honey Who
is.
Just Do Stuff. What
Yeah.
the fuck? It's actually called that. Oh. Sean Penn's new novel doesn't deserve a considerate review or a reader's time.
Wow.
Shit.
That's brutal.
Oh,
Anyway.
wow. Sean Penn's debut novel, repellent and stupid on so many levels.
All right.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
I don't know.
That's great. Is that my novel in there? Is that my novel in there? It's not my novel in there.
Oh, we're ruining some bits we can use for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And put at the end of this episode, which no one will be, hey, no one, how's it going? No one. Not listening to this episode, are ya? Anyway, thanks for listening. So yeah, Into the Wild. It's about a guy walking
Goes
around.
into the wild.
Yeah.
It's weird.
He goes into
Who
the
would
wild.
have thought?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
Eddie Vedder,
Pretty
what does he do?
accurate.
Goes into the wild.
Very least.
It's not Eddie Vedder. Anyway.
Wait, he does that. He does
talk
all the
about it.
Eddie Vedder.
He does all the music.
Kurt Cobain walks into the woods. Pretty good movie.
Yeah, he's in the woods. He's looking at Eddie Vedder. He's listening to Pearl Jam. It's kind of that kind of thing. It's good. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
A lot of flannel.
A lot of flannel. Oh, God.
All right, folks.
We'll see you guys next. Timmy, any opinions here?
Fuck you, John.
Oh no! I've lost Timmy.
Yeah. Timmy no longer respects you. That's when you know you've lost it.
Oh, now I'm sad. Now I'm hurt.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, good night, you guys. I'll see you next week.
Later.